Islam, shalom, hola, aloha, assalamu alaikum, osio, bonjour. This is your brother Zach Bay, Indigenous American Moor, coming to you live in full effect. Thank you for joining me. Like, share, subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell down below so you can be notified whenever I'm dropping new content. Leave a comment, interact with me. Let's jump into another one. What if? Today I'm talking about what if. Alright, so the way I came up with this concept or this idea for this is me and some gamer buddies were having a conversation on a late night, and pretty much we were saying how like what if you woke up, or what if there was a device that you could pretty much see in real time the stats of everything in your vicinity, like the stats of clothing, the stats of food, current quest objectives, achievements, things like that. Like, what if it was just a pop-up, just like in your vision, in your peripheral or something like that, right? So what I mean by that is, all right, so you woke up and you looked at your shoes, and your sneakers was like, it said like +2 resilience or +2 defense or something like that. You look at your jacket, it's like +4 resilience, and then like if it has a hood, it's like +1 weather resistance or something like that, right? You look into the refrigerator, all your food and your nourishment is like +2 vitality. All the drinks or something like that might be like +1 or +2 nourishment or something like that, or hydration, like that's what I mean if everything in your life has stats. So looking at your clothing, what you're going to wear, what you're going to be equipped for that day, making sure you have enough food to nourish your body, hydration to nourish your body, so you can make it through the day. Me and my brother was talking about this a while ago also, because we used to play Fallout some years ago, Fallout 3. If you're a fan of that gaming title, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Like Fallout 2, Fallout 3, the whole Fallout series is pretty much like RPG style. What RPG stands for role-playing games, if you have no idea, in the video game world, what those abbreviations are. So RPG stands for role-playing games, which are pretty much games where you play a role, you can build your character, customize your stats, customize your build, things of that nature. So you can pretty much, you can pretty much be or play the game however your play style is, however you want to play. Yeah, but just to play around with that concept, how, if you're a gamer, how that could pretty much be like very exciting to you. Could be something cool, So we were talking more about this, and like what would separate that type of reality, like if you woke up in that state and you could see that, versus in the real world, waking up and you're going about your daily life, the food that you put into your body, the clothes that you wear, what type of benefits do those things give you, whether or not it's a positive benefit or a negative benefit. You drink alcohol, it impairs your motor skills and function, so it might be a negative benefit, but also gives you weather resilience to cold or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, let me know if this makes sense to you. Let me know down below as I'm talking about this idea. Just putting it out there. But far from it being just a fantasy, just an idea, like, we don't get notifications inside of our vision every day, popping up on the side, letting you know what stats something has, what is something going to be a benefit, whether or not it's going to be a detriment, whether or not we're completing our daily goals and our daily tasks. whether or not you got an achievement. All right, if you're familiar with the Xbox console, playing certain games, doing certain tasks inside of a game can give you an achievement on your overall like gamer score, for the most part, on your overall rating. So you might do something incredibly difficult inside of one game, and you're recognized on your profile through all the games. Like, pretty much you can look and see that you achieved that achievement on said game, right? You played it through this difficulty mode: easy, normal, hard. You played it on all three difficulty modes, and you got the achievement for playing it on all three difficulty modes. You know what I'm saying? Let me know if this makes sense. So, since we don't have that in real life, it made me think that there's emerging technology that's coming out, and that technology, along with AI technology, all of this can become a very real reality very, very soon. All right. Besides from virtual reality, there's something called augmented reality. And augmented reality is pretty much exactly what I'm saying. In real time, you can see information and data displayed in your view with smart glasses, things of that nature. All right. So how this goes from being like this fantasy science fiction to reality is these AI smart glasses. I believe it's the Meta glasses. All right. There were these students from Harvard University that created a modified form of the Meta glasses, which they tied in with an AI algorithm that they created in order to dox people in real time. All right. Doxing is pretty much getting the information on somebody. Their entire online profile was gathered in a few seconds just by using facial recognition, AI technology, coupled with the data collecting technology with these smart glasses. All right, so they're walking around campus looking at different students, and within seconds, their entire online profile will come up. Their old, maybe dating profiles, any kind of social media that they have, known family members, places of employment, past and present addresses, maybe telephone numbers. All of this information became available within seconds of just looking at somebody's face and reading their online, pretty much their online footprint. All right, so that was achieved with the pretty much with the use of these AI glasses with these two programs that these students created. All right, these Harvard students. So this idea, this concept of a reality where you can see the stats, so you can see the health benefits, you can see the ingredients list of food that you look at. Just imagine that you look at a food, you look at a meal, all right, that is not packaged. You just look at a meal on a plate, and it tells you the information about everything that's on that plate for the most part, all right, whatever available. It can recognize the veggies that's on there, it can recognize the meat protein that's on there, whatever. It can recognize the fruits, all right, and it can give you a breakdown of the nutritional benefits and factors that are within that meal. Just imagine that. Imagine the technology at your fingertips, all right? Not just the doxing information that you can look at somebody and find out exactly who their spouse is, where their residence is, what type of work they do, what type of field or industry that they're in, all right? Their entire online profile. Not just that, but because that's beneficial, but it's also scary. It's also it can also be scary within a certain aspect, identity protection and things of that nature, right? That becomes a very, very big concern. So if somebody does get on the cutting edge of this technology, one of the main things they could do in order to make sure their pockets stay full is to sell you a protection for said information. All right, they have the information, they have the technology to get this information, but then on the other hand, they'll sell you the protection to protect your online footprint from the use of said technology. Right, you sell the people the product in order to use it, but you also sell them the protection to protect themselves against it. You get what I'm saying? It's like the same way how someone who's an arms dealer legally, who might sell a illegal arm but also sell body armor. Same exact thing. You get what I'm saying? So think about this, fam. Think about this. This is just a what if topic right now. This is just something that I've been thinking about and that a few buddies have been talking about over some months now, maybe some weeks, and I finally compiled, some of this information to actually bring it to you guys as a concept that could be a very, very, very real reality in the next few years. All right, so don't forget these Harvard students. For a second, I thought it could have been students from MIT, but it's actually some Harvard students that have this technology. And I wouldn't be surprised if they have already been contacted by the FBI or the CIA, the Central Intelligence Agency, in order to utilize this technology, maybe even to patent this technology in order to protect it from other agencies or other governments that might particularly want to get their hands on this type of technology, especially, governments like China or Russia, you know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't be surprised if our government hasn't already reached out to these students. Along with that is the smartwatch technology that we have, all right? There are plenty of people I know who already have these smartwatches. I know this one girl I was talking to who she told me she never takes off her smartwatch even in the shower. And I know that these watches do things like that are kind of nifty, kind of like counting your footsteps for the day, all right? So it's keeping count of your daily movements already, all right? That's something physical that you're actually doing, that this technology is keeping count of, and it's notifying you of said progress. You get what I'm saying? Along with, there's calorie counters along with that, right? So how many footsteps you've taken, how long, calculate that within like the distance you've walked within the day, all right? How many footsteps, how the distance you've traveled, along with how many calories you've burned. Those notifications are already real life notifications that people get on their physical progress inside the real world, utilizing this technology, all right? So just imagine that inside, or just imagine it being used in the concept of this like gaming reality, right? If everything is giving you stats and benefits and boosts, and or what things are a detriment, and because that information is freely being displayed in your view at all times, all right? That's I think it's very, very interesting, to say the least. It's definitely a lot of work that could be done with this technology. A lot of industries can be and will be impacted by this technology, all right? Because just a few months ago, it seemed like that this was science fiction, that this might have been like 5 years, 10 years into the future. But with the advent of those new algorithms, coupled with the AI technology that we already have and the wearable technology, hey, that's right around the corner, fam. So, along with this type of reality, if you woke up and you could suddenly see all the stats, all right, taking it back more to the fantasy part of it, if you could see the stats, I would think about what role would you play? If that was suddenly displayed in front of you, would you continue to live the same life that you live now? Or would it be more, Would it be more fun? Would it take the monotony out of life? If you knew that that every action that you did was being tallied up, and it was going to either benefit you or maybe even hold you back, depending on the way you're progressing or not progressing. Also wrote down, are you in a party? Along with what role do you play? That could be like leadership roles. What role do you play in society? Are you a healer? Are you somebody who's more toward like combat, warrior class? Are you a scholar? Are you somebody who teaches? With intellect skill? That's what I mean. Also, what role do you play in this world or in this reality? What role would you play if you could suddenly see those stats and you could intentionally move toward everything that would boost you into that field? You get what I'm saying? Because it was displayed in front of you. Are you in a party? I also wrote down, are you in a party? When I say that, when it comes to games versus like, are you playing solo? Are you going through this adventure? Are you doing these quests and these missions on a solo raid? Or do you have a party member? Party members, are you with your family on this journey? Are you with your friends on this journey? Are you with a romantic interest on this journey? All right. It could just be you and your bro. It could just be you and your bro grinding every single day. Y'all, come on now. When it comes to video games, you know what the grind is. Doing the monotonous tasks over and over and over, getting those small bits of EXP, just stacking them up, saving your resources so you could trade it all in, at the end of the session or whatever, the next time you go to sell all the loot that you've picked up. You're grinding, you're on the grind, you're not stopping, you're putting in the time, you're doing missions, you're doing whatever you have to do in order to get that progress. That's what the grind is, and that's not just in video games or in the fantasy aspect, that's in real life. You just apply those same aspects from the fantasy reality into like the real world, honestly. So that's what I mean. Like, are you in a party? You got family. Me and my buddy back in the day, a good friend of the family, like back in the console gaming days, heavy, we used to always look for the newest titles that was talking about like co-op games. Co-op is short for cooperative. So you working with a teammate and y'all trying to get this mission done together. Y'all on this journey together. Y'all grinding out the quest. Y'all meeting the milestones, getting the markers, hitting all the checkpoints, and y'all making it from y'all grinding, and y'all started out together from level 1, and y'all trying to grind out to level 100, level 1,000,000. Whatever the level cap is, y'all trying to get there. That's your co-op partner, fam. It doesn't even have to be like a romantic partner, because everybody looks at different, everybody plays different roles, and the journey is different for everybody. It could be your sister, it could be anybody who's right there with you in your corner, and y'all going through these missions together. Y'all hitting these milestones, y'all hitting these checkpoints together. That's your co-op partner on this mission. That's what I mean when I say, are you in a party, or are you doing this solo? Sometimes doing this solo might be the best way, but doing things solo means you have to do everything on your own. It starts with you, it ends with you. Nobody has your back. There's nobody for you to lean on. There's nobody for you to rely on. There's nobody coming for the revive. If you go down, there's nobody coming to pick you up to revive you, to make sure that y'all can keep moving, fam. That's what I'm talking about. So are you in a party, or are you going solo on this mission? Let's see. I also wrote down here, how do you raise your stats? And And I also wrote by that, like, what stats and skills do you increase or do you have? All right, so I'm gonna start off with, how do you raise your stats? Raise your stats. You raise your points, whatever it is, by, of course, I already said the grind, but you have to get active, fam. You have to be active. You have to read the books. You got to put in that time, and you have to read. You have to do the exercise. You have to do the workout. You have to stay committed. You got to stay devoted. There's no ifs, ands, buts about it. You got to stay down. In order you to get from level 1 to the next level and the level after that, you got to put in the work. You really do. And whether or not it's in like a fantasy what if, or whether it's in the real world, it both goes hand in hand. So whether or not you can see the benefit of the everyday grind, you just have to know that there is a benefit of the everyday grind. You know, even though there's no computer calculating every single step, every single calorie, every single bead of sweat that dropped, every single tear that fell, all the blood that you lost, there's nobody really calculating that, but you are calculating that. And you the one who's really putting in the time and putting in the grind. You and whoever might be in your corner, unless you're on this mission solo. Okay, that's what I'm saying. So, what skills do you increase? Whatever skill help you get to the next level. It's not always clear what the next level is. See, that's what also separates this like what if from reality. It's not always clear. It's not always a clear vision of where you're supposed to go, of where you want to be at. Like when it comes to, say, in RPGs, when it comes to changing your job. All right, so you start off at one base level. Say you start off as like a novice level, but then you want to go into a certain career field. You have to gain skills in order to prepare you for that said career field, whether or not you want to be like an athlete, or whether or not you want to be a doctor. You have to prepare yourself in the early stages for that job change in said the career field, because you don't want to spend all your time training on physical attributes and skill sets, and you're going to be mostly utilizing your mind in the academic sense. You get what I'm saying? Like, even though there's benefit, but you're gonna waste your time and you're gonna waste those early steps preparing for the wrong job, for the wrong path in life that you should have prepared in a different way for, fam. Like, that's what I mean. Like anybody who's a gamer, they're gonna understand these concepts that I'm speaking on. But people who aren't a gamer, who might not know exactly what I'm talking about, I'm trying to match it with, you know, some real aspects of life that can coincide with this, you know, with this what if hypothetical I'm speaking on right now. So hopefully that makes sense on like what skills to increase, what stats to buff, and how to increase them. So, you know, you really do have to put in the time and read the books, fam. You really do have to do the workouts. You really do have to do the pre-steps to prepare yourself for the next step in order for you to become the person you want to be in like the real world. You know, it's not as easy if you could just pick up some water and you know that water is going to be 100% beneficial for you, because not all water is created equal. Some water has like additives in it. Some water makes you even more dehydrated. Some water takes the minerals out of your body. Distilled water, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, and water is just something basic that I'm talking about. But you don't always know which way to go in the pre-steps to make in order to be in order to end up where you want to be in life. And we don't have these glasses to let us know all the information just by looking at it. You know what I'm saying? So you really do have to do your due diligence in order to figure out where you want to go and the best way to get there, and how to prepare yourself with the skills so you don't waste your time in the early portion of your life. And next thing you know is like you ruined your whole skills tree, or you ruined your whole build. And what I mean by that, so anybody who's familiar with RPGs in the video game terms, they know what it means by you ruined your build. But let me try to break it down in layman's terms. You prepared yourself in the wrong areas for where you want to go. So therefore, none of the skills that you have are going to match up with the place you want to go in life. You can't spend all your time trying to be a hard street gangster type person, and then you expect to go into the business field and you become a CEO, Fortune 500 type business person. You're not going to have all of those skills, fam, because you didn't do the correct steps in order to get at that place. You might have some entrepreneurial ambitions, you might have some entrepreneurial skills or stats, but you didn't do everything you needed to do beforehand in order to get to like that Fortune 500 type stage. Like you didn't start with the little mom and pop, you know what I'm saying? Or you didn't start just doing it from like the back of your car, and then you got the mom and pop or the pop up, and then you got the brick and mortar little shop, and then from that brick and mortar shop you got multiple shops, and then that company grew and grew and grew over the years. You can't just jump to the top. You know what I'm saying? You really do have to take those baby steps, and you got to work on where you want to be, whether or not it's like in business or it's in combat. You can't expect it to be dropped or to go into a heavy combat war zone, and you did not train for any of that, fam. You can't expect to do that. You can't expect to fall into a war zone. You don't have any of the equipment. You don't have the body armor. You don't have the ammunition in the magazines. You don't have a firearm to protect yourself. You don't have any of the survival skills to survive in that type of combat zone. Like, you're going to be completely ill-equipped, completely unprepared. All right, so hopefully this made sense. But before I end it, because I'm about to run up on the 30-minute mark here, I also wrote down, what level are you? All right, so when it comes down to, I was like, what role do you play? Are you in a party? What skills do you increase? And how do you increase those skills and stats? I'm asking, what level are you? You can't really look out in the world and see what achievements somebody has. Of course, there's outward indications that somebody is successful, but everybody isn't going to be successful to the next person. Somebody really looks successful to you when they're successful in the industry or the field that you wish to be successful in. All right, so somebody who's successful in a completely different industry might not even look successful to you at all, because they're not successful in the field or the industry or the class when it goes to the video game and the job class that you wish to be in. All right. Yeah, but pretty much that's what I mean by like, what level are you, and what level you are in real life and also in video games is always determined by what achievements have you accomplished, what loot or what gear have you acquired, fam, and what station in life are you. All that stuff makes sense in the video game world and also in reality, the reality that we live in. So achievements, loot, and gear, Loot is like, what somebody gets from like a chest, a cache, or something like that. And of course, gear is also considered loot. What kind of equipment do you have on your body, fam? What people might think nowadays, do you have the newest cell phone equipment, loot? Do you have the freshest clothes on? Do you have the freshest drip on? Gear. You get what I'm saying? Like, these terms make sense in reality and in the video game reality, fam. So no matter which way you look at it, which way you slice it, it's kind of slowly merging. You know what I'm saying? Especially with the advent of these like AI glasses and this new wearable technology. Me and my cousin spoke about this a while ago, and hopefully you watching, because this wearable technology and this AI is about to take over. Hopefully we can get into this soon, and we could be in the correct place we're supposed to be before this all jumps off and take off. We could already be on that wave. But this is your brother Zach Bay. Peace.